Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so today I want us to discuss on the basics of spreadsheets. Okay, this is simply the use of Excel. Okay, so in case you have been able to interact with Excel in detail before, then this is going to be a very easy topic. Okay, so if you've done that, okay, if not, don't worry. Okay, it's a very easy topic for us to go through. But I would propose, in case you do have a computer, that you go through, also you open up the Excel, okay? As you go through, you'll be confirming these things that you'll be mentioning along the way, okay? So even if you don't have, there's no problem, but in case you have, that will be an added advantage that you can also, as we mention some of these things here, you will be able to check them, okay, on real time from your own Excel, okay? So a very easy topic, okay, which I think we can start off, okay? There's nothing complicated here, actually. So here is simply the basic spreadsheet. Don't forget is Excel, okay, which I think we will be using, okay, to illustrate the concepts that your exam want us to discuss, okay? So what's a spreadsheet? A spreadsheet simply is, okay, basically is a piece of paper, okay? It's not, okay, let's call it a piece of paper, okay, in quotes, okay, that is going to be having rows and columns, okay, upon which we can be able to enter data, enter information in that particular spreadsheet, okay. So it's a normal, if you know what I call a column book, okay, I think maybe some of you have seen the column book, but now there's going to be in an electronic format, okay. The use of simply the use of Excel, okay, rows and columns that we having where you can be able, okay, to enter information into that particular Excel, okay. So let me actually open an Excel file for, okay. Okay, simply, this is what we mean by a spreadsheet, okay, and I've mentioned there are many of them, but of course the conventional spreadsheet, okay, is Excel. Okay, there are many of them, okay, we have LibreOffice, there are very many Excels, okay, Excel in quotes that you can have, but the conventional spreadsheet be using, okay, there is a use of Microsoft Excel, okay, which is the conventional one, okay, so this is simply called a spreadsheet, okay, it has rows, okay, these are columns and it has rows, okay, so rows and column, okay, consider therefore what we mean by a spreadsheet, okay. Okay, these rows are numbered 1, 2, 3. Okay, columns are numbered A, B, C. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, so I'll be swapping between so that you can confirm how we have the Excel with you. In case you have, then that make it a bit things easier. So anyway, so to have, okay, so these are going to be, okay, 1, 2, 3. These are rows, and you have columns A, B, C, D. Okay, all the way to, I think, I don't know, there are quite a number of columns, okay, as well as a quite a number of rows down there. Okay. So simply these are going to be what we call the rows, okay? These are rows, the one labeled 1, 2, all the way to, I think 1 million some number, okay? Then you have these being the columns here, okay? A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. Then they repeat themselves, I can't remember till what, okay? But there are quite a number of cells we have there, okay? They're simply referred to as a spreadsheet, okay? Having rows and columns, okay? Having rows and columns, okay? Each individual's area represents intersection of a row and a column, okay, it's called a cell, okay? You just go back, okay? The intersection of the rows and columns, okay, is referred to as a cell, and you can only enter information in a cell, okay? You can't enter outside the cell, okay? It doesn't make sense for sure, okay? So if, for example, you have the intersection of column B, cell row number 10, okay, this is what we call a cell, okay, the intersection of column B and row 10, okay, so we call a cell, okay, and this way you can enter information, for example, okay, this way you can enter, therefore, your data, okay, you can't enter information outside of the cell, okay, you have to enter within the cell, the intersection of the rows and columns, okay, therefore this is what we refer to as the cell, the intersection of rows and column, okay. Then you have called inactive. Okay, so this is a screenshot that I took. Okay, for some of your past students here. Okay, for their marks. Okay, just to illustrate how you are going to, or what is simply mean by a spreadsheet. Okay, so I'll also share with you this because I'll ask you to do an exercise. Okay, so in case you don't have Excel, then I would propose that in this exercise you must have the Excel. Okay, so that will come after we have gone through the basics of the spreadsheet. Okay, but I'll give you this PDF. Okay, the PDF document I'll give you. So I will ask you to translate it into an Excel. You do the sum, you do the average. Okay, so you do some of these. Okay, conventional, simple arithmetic. Okay, through the Excel. Okay, then on the connective cell. Okay. An active cell is simply where the cell upon which now you can be able to enter information. Okay, or call an active cell. So if you have to go back to Excel here, so that, for example, in B10, okay, actually the naming of the cell is column first, then row later. Okay, so this, if you have to name this particular cell, then it's B10. Okay, hope we can see it. Can you all see it, my Excel, and see it clearly? Alexander, you can see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So the naming of the cell, okay, is column, then row. So this is, for example, you name it B10, not 10B, okay? Because that's by the way, that's how the examiner will be asking you, okay? As maybe you would ask you, okay, what is the cell that is active, for example, okay? So you have to be, you name it first the column, then you have the row. So in this example, this cell, we name it B10, okay? So this is what we call this, for example, this cell here, okay, is equal to column B. I can't be both. So this is column B. Not sure what's happening here. Okay, so you're mentioning how we name it. Okay, we name it first, okay, by the column, so B, then by the row. Okay, so this therefore, this is B10, cell B10, not 10B, B10, okay? So therefore, as mentioned, this is what called the active cell. Therefore, this example, if I was to highlight it, this is called highlighting the cell, okay? Just have the cursor, then you click or you enter, this is called highlighting, okay? Therefore, this is the form of our active cell, okay? They call an active cell, okay? All the other cells here, okay, all the other cells here, they are passive cell, okay? You can't enter data, okay, in those cells as it's now, okay? But this is what we'll call an active cell, okay? They call an active cell. All the other cells are inactive or we call passive, okay? Now in this example, F5 is in our active cell, okay? Now B10 is an inactive cell, okay? The key distinction between active and passive cell, okay? So in this example, what's the active cell? The one on the screen. Abdi?
Yes, sir.
What's the active cell?
0. Blank space.
No, what's the name of that cell? What's the name of that cell? You know, a 0. Alexander?
F8.
F8, okay, F8. Don't forget this is F8, okay. F, your first name by the column, F8. Okay, that's how the examiner will be asking you a question. Very simple question. That is in case you have had interaction with the spreadsheet. Okay, suppose that you have done that for sure. Okay. Okay, they call it an active cell. Then when it comes therefore to, for example, you want to make a save, you want to open a new file. How do you open the new file? Okay, let me take you back to our Excel. Okay. When it comes to, in case, for example, you want to open a new file, okay, you, for example, have to go to File. Okay, we can see where my cursor is. Okay, you go to File. Okay, you have options here. You can see you have some options here. Okay, new, open, save, save as, print, share, export, publish, close. Okay, so you have all those options available to you. So in case you want to open a new file, simply you go to the new. Okay, simply go to the new. Okay, new, You can see here we have a blank workbook. Okay, do you want to open a blank workbook? Yes, so you double click on it. Okay, so you click twice. Okay, or double clicking on the blank workbook here. For example, simply do that, and here you'll be having a new file. Okay, you'll be having a new file. Okay, so that's simply by doing that. Okay, simply going to file, new, and you can see our blank workbook here. So this therefore give you the option or for you to be able to open a new workbook. Okay, you can be able to open a new workbook. Okay, by having, you click on back. Let me show you file. Okay, this is what the examiner will ask me asking this question. So I hope that you're following. Okay, and the best way, as mentioned, okay, is for you to do the practice on your own. Okay, but let me just show you. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, it'll be file. Okay, you have new. So in case you want to open, so you'll be given a step. Okay, so for example, the examiner can ask you, okay, what are the steps of creating a new workbook or creating a new spreadsheet? Okay, and you'll be confused in exam in case you've not done this interaction before. Ishmael.
Yes, I happen to have not gotten well the point on active file. I think I must say.
Cell.
Yeah, active cell.
Okay, simply the active cell is a cell upon which right now you can be able to enter information. If, for example, I have my cursor there, so you can see that my active cell here is E3. Okay, E3. A cell is the intersection of a column and a row. Okay, that referred to as a cell. The point of intersection between a column and a row is what referred to as a cell. Okay, so if, for example, that's where my cell is. Okay, therefore we say that this cell E3 is the active cell. Okay, cell E3, they have gone therefore my active cell. All the other cells here, okay, which they are available, but at this point in time, you can't enter information. It's referred to as the passive cells or inactive cells. Okay, that's clear, Ishmael?
Yes, thank you, sir.
And the naming, as mentioned, is column first, then row. So you name it, for example, you name E3, not 3E. Okay, well, that's what your examiner will give you as choices. Anyway.
Thank you.
Welcome. So we are saying about trying to create a new file. Okay, so it's file. Okay, file, then new. Okay, then you can have here blank workbook. Don't forget in the exam you don't have this Excel with you. So they're going to be out of you're meant to simply you're given. Okay, how do we open? How do we create a new file altogether? Okay, so be given some steps there. Okay, so in case you have not had interaction, then it might be quite confusing for you. Okay, so therefore file, new, then you can open a blank workbook. Okay, you can open therefore a blank workbook. Okay, so simply like they've just created a new work file here. Okay, clear. Okay, great. That's therefore how we create therefore a new file. Okay, that's we create a new file. Then, in case you want to determine, okay, you can also be able to open on an already existing file. Okay, you have also have the option of opening an already existing file. How do you do that? Okay, so let me see if I check with let me actually just save this. Okay, yes, Abdi.
Sir, how do you open the new file?
That's what I want us to do. What do you mean?
Like
a new file, if you want to open, don't forget here what we mean by opening is you already have an existing file. It's not that you're creating a new file. Don't here, this is creating a new file. Okay, this is creating a new file. Okay, so it was not there. You want to create a new file altogether. But here, opening a file means already there's a pre-existing file which you want to open. Okay, to access maybe the marks, for example. Okay, so let me give you an example. So I'm not sure that I have an Excel file with me. Let me hope I have one. Give me a second. I think I have one. Let me just show you how to open. So I have a file here, okay, already pre-existing, okay, which I want to open. So the same process, okay, it'll be file, okay, so file, open. You can see file, open. So here the option for open, okay. Now therefore that means therefore you want to open an already existing file which you have already saved in the computer, okay. Therefore it will be file. Let me go back. File, okay, open, okay. So that's therefore you want to open an already existing file, okay. And these are files that I have here, okay. These are files that I have here already, okay. For example, let me open for, okay, let me just open for this. Let me just open this file, okay. Therefore, that's how you therefore open an already pre-existing file, okay. That's how you open therefore an already pre-existing file, okay. So therefore, you can now be able to interact with the information that file already has that is containing, okay. So file, okay. So it's file open, okay. It's file and you can open. If, for example, okay, see, this is a bit easier because already I have some files already existing, okay. But what if you don't have them, okay? How would you do it, okay? It'll be open, then you can browse here, okay. Or file open, you can browse. Where have you saved the file, okay? Maybe the desktop, okay. So click on the browse. Then you can see your option here all over, okay. So you go to the desktop, okay. And I want to open, for example, let's say B2K company, okay. So double click on it and you have therefore that become therefore your file. That's why we open an already pre-existing file, okay. Clear? Question? Hope it's clear, because as I mentioned to you, don't forget that's how the exam will be asking you, will be testing you, okay. You're given some steps here, okay. Which among of these steps is correct step for opening an already pre-existing file? We shall do that and see. Okay, don't forget in the exam you have no file, you do not have Excel with you. Okay, so you must be able to recall how we need to open, for example, already existing files with you. Okay, and that's how therefore you open an already pre-existing file. Okay. So this is simply the steps you do. Okay, so file, open, browse. Then you can give the instruction. Where is the file that you want to open? Okay, where the file that you would want to open. Okay, how do we save therefore the file? Okay, if you don't save the file, okay, you have entered the data to the file. Okay, so simply let me share my Excel again. How to save. If, for example, you don't want to share this file, okay, to save this this file, so simply here you can see we have what we call an icon here. Okay, so there's an icon here called save. Okay, so in case there's a new file, okay, therefore you can also click on it. Okay, it will ask you. Okay, if let me click on it. Okay, save. It will ask you where do you want to save us. Okay, as you can see, it is taking you to not the option for save, but save us. Why? Well, this is the new time I'm trying to save this file. Okay. So in case it's a new time you're trying to save the file, then we use the save as, okay, option. In case the file is already existing, but you want to have added some information, then we simply use the save. You can see here you have to save and save as, okay. So here the save in the case this file is already existing, you have added some information and you want to save now, okay. So in case a new file, like my file here, it will take me to save as, okay, the save as option. Okay, they have saved us, then you can give instruction. Where do you want to save this particular file? Okay, so you can browse. Okay, I want to save the desktop, for example. Okay, so I'm saving the desktop. Okay, let me call it. Okay, maybe best way to use illustration. I could just save illustration. And this is how you name the file. Okay, you can see here you have file name. Okay, you have the file name. Okay, and you save. You click on save, therefore you save therefore that file in the computer. Okay, so for example, just to show, let's see if I can go to get it. And to share my desktop. I'm not sure I can share my desktop. Anyway, the file is already existing here in my desktop. And let's see, I can share my desktop. So you don't have it. Anyway, so if, for example, I would want to go and open my file, the one I've just saved, okay? So let me just open one of the file I have here. Okay. So the same process I'll use, okay? So don't open the file, okay? I've called it illustration. So file, open, okay, browse, it's the desktop, okay, and I'm calling it, it's in the desktop, and the name is illustration. So you can see here, it is illustration, okay? Double click on it and to open, okay? Therefore, that's how, therefore, let me share it. Okay, there I have the file with me, okay, called illustration, okay. That's therefore you simply save a new file. So in case I add more information, for example, okay, these are, let me call them student name. This is the student name. And these are the marks they got, okay. Let me call student number of first student, okay. Just call Abdi here, and they got 23%, okay. So if for example, you add new information, since this file is already pre-existing, okay, since this file is already pre-existing in my computer, then you don't have to do the save as. Save as is only in case you are saving a new file. This is not a new file as per se, okay, it's already pre-existing. Therefore, you can just click on save, okay, it will save for you, okay, because this particular file is already pre-existing. So click on save, and that is it. Okay, the information is already saved. Okay, the information is already saved in my computer, so I don't have to go to the save as option. Okay, now in case then the file was new, and you click on the save icon there on the top left, okay, it will take you to the save as. But this time now, since the file is already pre-existing, if you click on the file save, it is just saved. You know, it's not going to give you any further step you need to take. Okay, click on save, and it just saves. Nothing else. Okay. But in case it was a new file, okay, for example, okay, look, we have a new file. Just to illustrate again, okay, this is a new file, okay. So in case I click on Save As, okay, on the top left-hand side, okay, it will take me to Save As, okay, because it's a new file you want to save, okay. So in case you click here, it'll get to take you to Save As, okay. Now that's clear on the distinction, okay. But in case you are trying to save an already pre-existing file, the save option is in case you want to save the information. The save as will come in case you're trying to save a new file. Okay. Hope that's clear. Okay. Okay, that is the illustration on the file saving. Okay, you're trying to save a new file. You're trying to save, and if you're trying to save an already existing file, okay, if there's a new file, you use therefore the save as option here. Okay, you're going to use therefore then here. Don't forget again therefore to be using the save as option here. Okay, in the case you're trying to save a new file, call this new file. This is in case you're trying to save the information. However, the file is already pre-existing. Okay, file is pre-existing. You have it already in the computer. Okay, the file is already pre-existing. Okay. Okay, I think I've done this already. The save as option, okay, can be used either to save a file for the first time or to save an existing file at a new name or a different name. In case, for example, you don't want to change the name. Let me actually show that. In case you can also use the save as, if, for example, the file is already pre-existing, okay, but you want to use maybe change the location, you want to use a different name for this particular information. So let me show you, okay, how you can use the save as. So where was it? Yes, it is illustration. Okay, it's the file that we have. Okay, so in case you click on save, then you want to save in the same location with the same name. But in case you want to alter the name, you can use therefore the save as option. Okay, the name of the file, as we had seen, is illustration. Let me just get this out. Okay, so I hope we can see here on top. Okay, this is the file name. Here is illustration. Okay. So in case you don't want to change the name, then you have to use the save as option. Okay, so file, go to the file, then save as. Okay, now there, if you the save, if you want to save the same location, the same file with the same name of the file. Okay, but in case you want to change the name of the file, let's say you want to change from illustration to let's say MA1. Okay, so here I can use now save as option. Okay, don't forget this particular file is already pre-existing. Okay, but now you want to change the name. Okay. Therefore, I click on save as, then it gives me the alternative. Okay, where do you want to change to save this file? Okay, do you want to change from in the desktop to another location altogether? Okay, so the save as option in an already pre-existing file, okay, can be used in case you want to change the location of the file. Okay, and maybe you want to change the name of that of your file. For example, I want to change it from the desktop to let's say drive C, okay? Or let me just, yes, let me call it drive C, okay? Let me just save it here to my PC. Then it's just that I want to save it here, okay? Now I can go to do that, okay? I want to change the name from administration to let's say MA1 Max, maybe, example, okay? And now I can change the name and I can change the location, okay? Okay, but it's not a must. You can only it's not a must to change the location and the name at the same time. Okay, you can just decide I would want to change the name only. Okay, you simply do the same thing. You want to change the name and the location, the same process you do. Okay, if you do the save as on an already pre-existing file, then it means therefore the computer will the instruction you want to give the computer. Okay, could be that I want to change the name of the file from illustration to my MA1 Max. Okay, or I want to use from location from the desktop to let's say drive C to another drive altogether. Okay, or to save to let's say a flash disk. Okay, therefore I want to save it here, then I can save it there. Okay, that's for the save as. Okay, if the file is already pre-existing. Clear? Okay, great. So that's the save as in case the file is already pre-existing. Okay, that's the work of save as option if the file is already pre-existing. Okay, but in case this is a new file, the save as alternative give you the option of even writing the name and where you want to save the file. Okay, the save as means you want to use a different name. If the file is already pre-existing, it means you want to use a different name, or you want to save in a different location. Okay. Now, what are some of the essentials, okay, that regards the spreadsheets, okay? We have how to move around within a cell, okay, some of these that you need to know. Okay, how to enter and edit data and formulas, okay, within a cell, how to do the cell selection, how to fill a cell, okay, how to insert and delete a column, okay, how to improve the basic layout and appearance of a spreadsheet, okay? So all these things, as I mentioned, the best way for you to have to do it yourself, okay? Having what we call the hands-on skill, okay? Therefore, let's begin. Okay, we're going to go through each one of them. Okay, how to move, how to enter, how to select, how to fill, how to insert and delete, how to improve the layout. Okay, so let's begin the first one: how to move about within the spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, so the number of ways that you can be able to move around within the spreadsheet. The easiest, of course, is the use of cursor. Okay, so the cursor itself. Okay, you go to the cursor, click where the cursor is. That's the easiest way. Okay, do the use of the cursor. Okay. Okay. For example, I'm going to go back to our marks here. Okay, I don't see the marks for Abdi, okay, from 23 to let's 43. What do? You can move within the mouse, okay? As you can see, you have the cursor moving around, okay? So by the use of the mouse, okay? So here I can say therefore from 23, so I can ensure that my cursor is in a cell I want to alter, okay? In this case, the B2, okay? So my cursor is on top of that cell, okay? Then I click on it or double click on it simply, okay? So click on it, the cell becomes therefore an active cell, okay? Then now I can alter maybe from 23 to 43, okay? From 23 to 43, okay? That's the easiest way of trying to move around within the Excel. The use of the mouse, okay? The use of the mouse and the cursor, okay? Simple as that. That's the easiest way of trying to move within the cell, okay? You can also use the enter function, okay? You can also use the enter function in case you don't want to move to the cell below the same column, okay? So if, for instance, you don't want to change the marks of Abdi, okay? Or let's say you don't want to now enter a new name, okay? You want to enter a new student, okay? What do? Okay? Let's example, you mentioned the first, in the easiest way, okay, is to use the mouse and the cursor, okay? Okay, the mouse and the cursor, as well as even the arrow keys, okay? The arrow keys here you have on your keyboard. Okay, it's possible for you to also move around with them. Okay. Anyway, so you can also use the enter function. Okay, if you want to move to the cell below the column, below the cell above. Okay, and do so through the enter function. Okay. okay? If, for example, here, we want to add, so the active cell here this time now is A2, okay? So in case, for example, in A3, we would want to enter a new student, okay? So you can use the cursor, the one you just see there, mouse, okay, to move around, okay? But you can also use what we call the enter function, okay? So I don't know how all of you have, okay, in case you're using a computer, you can see you have within your keyboard and the enter key, okay? So I have it with me, so you can be able to enter. Once you press the enter function, then to move to the same column. Don't forget the enter function, move the cell in the same column below, but in the same column, okay? Another enter, don't be careful on that, okay? What should be asked, what does the enter function, what are some of the functions that enter a key performs, okay? So because you'll be asked that in the exam also, okay? Don't forget in the enter function, okay, moves the cell, move to the cell below in the same column, okay? So enter and move that below, okay? That's the enter function. That's the only way you can be able to move within the spreadsheet through the use of the enter function. Clear? Aisha, it's clear?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You can also use what we call the shift enter function. Okay, you can also call the shift and enter function simultaneously, and then you give the instruction, I want to move to cell this. So you just press shift and enter, okay, of course, simultaneously, and you give instruction to the spreadsheet, I want to move to this particular cell, okay. They use the shift and enter function, okay. If, for example, you know the cell that you want to go to, okay. Let's go back to the marks here, okay. So in case you want to do, you know that you want to go to cell B2, okay, you can use the shift and enter, okay, the shift function and enter. So shift enter, okay, shift enter means therefore you're going to be moving in the opposite direction. Don't forget the enter, we are moving downward, okay, the enter we are moving downward, okay. Now shift enter moves again moving upward in the opposite direction, okay. If, for example, the active cell is A2, okay, if you do a shift enter, okay, then you're going to go to the cell A2. For now, the active cell is A3. Shift enter, if you do the enter, the normal enter, then you're going to go below. You will go to A4. If you do a shift enter, it means you go to A3, okay. Shift and enter, go to A3, okay, that way, okay. That's the case of you want to move using the shift and enter function, okay, the shift and enter function. There's another way you can try to be able to go to a cell. What function do I use? If you want to go to cell, let's say B2, you can give instruction to the cell you want to. Just a minute, let me see. B2. No, let me see if I can go to get it. It will come with time, okay? There's another you can be able to enter to move within the cell. But in case you already know, okay, that I want to move to cell B2, okay, you simply give instruction to the computer, okay, through the, and it will come along the way. Yes, you can be able to enter to determine, I want to go to this particular cell, by simply telling the computer, move the cursor or the active cell, okay, to cell, for example, B2. Okay, it will come. I'll remember it with time. Okay, those are the way, therefore, you can be able to move around the function. Here it is. Here it is, this function. Yes, the function f, okay. Then it would ask you, where do you want to go, okay? Through the key, the function key F5, okay? You have the function key there on top, okay? I hope most of you have the computer. You can see this, how to call the function key there, okay? So F5 will take you to the cell you want to go to, okay? So in case I was to illustrate that in the previous, using our Excel, the function F5, okay. Currently, my active cell is H6, okay. Currently, my active cell is H6. I do want to move to B2, okay. So you can use the function F5, okay, to ask you, where do you want to move to, okay. I want to move to B2. And that's where it will move me to, okay. There's of the F function, okay, the function key F5, okay, the function key F5, okay, function key F5, okay, where do you want to move, okay, we want to move to D78, for example, okay, I take you there to cell D78, okay? That is the case already, you already know what cell you do want to move to, okay? Those are therefore some of the way you can be able to move around the cell, okay? To move around within the spreadsheet. Clear? Question? Okay, no question. What of doing the cell selection? Okay, how do we do the selection of cells? Okay, one of the way you can do cell selection is simply by the use of, in case you don't want to do a single cell, okay, the use of cursor, which I think you've already done. Okay, I think we have done it already. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, so simply the use of the mouse and the cursor function, you can do the cell selection. Okay, another way, okay, you can do so through the use of, okay, hold the key function and you select the area you want to highlight. Okay, okay, selecting and highlighting on the same thing. Okay, using the control function, Okay, so let's try to do that for sure. Okay, in our cell here, in our spreadsheet here. Okay, if for example I would want to select, okay, from A1 to let's say D10. Okay, you want to highlight that area or selection. Okay, what you can do is that you have my area here, so I can use the control function. So control, okay, then you can do you can highlight. Okay, I want to, as I mentioned, one of the ways you can do so, okay, is through the use of the cursor. Okay, the use of, I think is a bit easier. Okay, you can use the use of cursor, the function of cursor. Okay, so I can, for example, this is my active cell. Okay, so it's A1 is my active cell. I want to highlight between cell A1 all the way to D10. Okay, so since I can now be able to drag my function, I left click. Okay, you do a left click within the mouse. Okay, and now you can go to drag. Okay, once you do the left click here, sorry, you click on the left. Okay, and you hold it. Okay, then you can go to drag. Okay, you can now move the mouse, the mouse, okay, the cursor, where you want the cell you want to highlight. Okay, all the way to D10. Okay. Simply the use of the mouse and simply the use of the mouse. Okay, okay, left function. Okay, you left click on the mouse and you highlight the area you want to by simply moving the cursor to where you want to. Okay, again, control function, and of course you hold down. Okay, simply, so not a control function. The left click on the mouse. Okay, then you highlight, you move the cursor where you want it to go. Okay, okay. That's simply how we call the cell selection. Okay. Now this therefore that means you want to modify the content. If, for example, you don't want to delete this, okay, the marks, the student name and the marks, okay, you want to have this file to be clean. Okay, what can you do? So simply highlight, okay, the student name, okay, and now you can go to delete all the marks, okay, at once without the need for you to delete on every single cell. Okay. Simply call therefore we would want to modify. For example, one of the way you can modify is delete. Okay, simply highlight all the content. Okay, or you select the cells where you want to modify the cell, then you simply perform whatever you want to perform. Okay, for example, okay, I would want them to have it to be bold. Okay, therefore do that. Okay, okay, you want that to be in red. You can now be able to modify. Okay, at once all the content within the area of selection. Okay, within the area of selection. Clear? And it's clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. As I mentioned, you can also use the control function, okay, in case you don't want to do the selection of an area, okay, the control function. Okay, you have the key there in most of your computer that has a control function with you, okay, so the control function, okay. Therefore, the control, then you can use the keys now, okay, sorry. Okay, so you can use control. I think it's use highlight. So actually, these are the number of rows we have in an Excel. Okay, good that it has come. Okay, so you have 1,040,576 rows within the Excel. Okay, this is the last row. Okay, you can't add any further below there. Okay, it's good it has come. Okay, therefore the total number of rows we have in the Microsoft Excel. Don't forget for the other spreadsheet, they may be different. Okay, Libra, for example, might be different. Okay, and this is the last cell we have in Excel. Okay, XFD. Okay, I'm not sure X, F, and D kind of for the last cell. Okay, going back. So you can also be able to do selection of an entire row through the use of sheet function. Okay, you have what called a space bar. Okay, sometimes it's called space bar. Okay, I suppose that it has of course it has the space bar with you. So in case you do a sheet space bar, it means you want to select the entire row within where the active cell is in. Okay, shift plus space bar. Okay, it means you want to select the entire row within where the active cell is in. Okay. Then control spacebar, you want to select the column, okay, where the active cell is in. If you don't want to, in case you use control plus A means all, okay, it means you want to select the entire worksheet, okay. Those are the control functions that can be used, okay. Shift spacebar, that means if you want to control a certain row, you want to select the entire row, okay, within where the active cell is in, okay. Control spacebar means you want to select the column. Control plus A, where A means all, okay, it means you want to select the entire worksheet. Okay, let's do that. Okay, if for example, we don't know how to select the student name, the student name, okay, that column, student name, okay, control spacebar, that's what we do. Okay, you want to select the entire column, okay, for the student, control spacebar. Okay, if you don't know how to select, okay, the student, okay, maybe the marks for this student called Abdi, okay, maybe here is cut 1, okay, this is the marks for cut 1, okay, cut 2, okay, as well as the case, okay, Morg, okay, cut 1, cut 2, okay, all the way. You don't have to select the marks for only that student, okay. One way you can do so is by simply, you can see you have the function, you can have this arrow key here appearing within that row, okay? This arrow key, we can see it, okay? This arrow key here means I want to select the entire row. So you click on it and the entire row is going to be selected. Okay? The same applies also in the case of column, okay? You have here the arrow key appearing. That means if you want to select the entire column A, okay, you do so, and the entire row is selected. Okay, what you can also use is you can also use the spacebar. Shift spacebar, okay, means you therefore shift the spacebar. If there's a student I want to select, this is the active cell. The shift spacebar means you select the entire maybe marks for the student Abdi. Okay, if you want to do the marks or cut 1, okay, the active cell here is B2. Okay, that means if I do control spacebar, I'll be selecting the column, okay, B2. Okay, so the column B. Okay. Don't forget the active cell must be within the row or the column that you want to highlight, that you want to select. Clear? Okay. If that's on how to select an area, okay, how to select an area. In case maybe I think I forgot the control plus A, okay, in case you don't want to select maybe the entire marks for the students, so there's a many student, you want to select the entire marks, you can do control A, okay. So control A means you want to select the entire marks for the student, okay, that's called control A, okay. So control A, all the marks of the student I want to select simply by pressing control plus A. In case we add here, let's say that we add here, okay. Okay, so they're on a student. If you do control A, don't forget to be selecting all the student now, okay. Now, as you can see, therefore, even now the new student is going to be part and parcel of the area of selection. Okay, so Control A in case you want to select the entire marks for the entire area. Or in case you want to select the entire worksheet here, you can also use, you can see you have the cursor where it is, okay? The cursor is at the intersection of A and the column A and A1 here, on top here. It means you want to select the entire worksheet here, okay? You would press on it, therefore you're going to be selecting the entire worksheet, okay? Clear? Question? Okay, no question. Now I need to put you into task to see the way that you're following up. Let me go to input into task. Okay. Okay, so this is a student marks, which I think I've told you before. This is mark for students, okay, in the previous class, okay. So I'm going to pick one of you, okay, and I tell you to enter the marks for the student, okay. So you share your file. So let me do that. Kindly take a screenshot. Kindly take a screenshot of this, or in case you have the notes, better off for you. Because I'll pick one of you and do it for us. You're done? This is who. Yes, this is Vinit. Is it Vinit?
Yes, your
Yes.
screen is a bit blurry.
Okay. Okay, let's give it a second to load on your side. Let me know once it's clear.
Okay.
How is it now?
It's still blurry.
It's still blurry.
Does this apply to all of you? I don't know. Alexander, how is your screen from your end?
It's quite blurry.
It is blurry.
So it's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay now.
It's okay now. Okay, great. Okay, so take a screenshot of that because I'll pick one of you randomly. Then I'll ask you to do some things for us. This is what you just learned. Done?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so okay, so I would want you, okay, on the first student, in this case, student number one, serial number one, okay, so you enter all these marks, okay, the way it is, exactly the way it is, okay, serial number, RAT2, RAT3, okay, RAT4, 5, all the until the last one, okay, you do on student number one, okay, so enter those marks in student number one. Okay, this should not take you more than 2 minutes. So you enter in the Excel file, on your Excel file, okay, the student number one, okay, or the mark serial number with the headings as they are, RAT2, RAT3, all the way to CAT1, okay, the first student only, okay, you have the marks as they are. So do that in the next 2 minutes. Let me share with you. It goes back to our marks here, for example. Okay, you can see you have here the file here on the bottom. It's sheet number 1. So you can actually name it by simply double clicking on that particular name. Okay, I want to change this from being sheet number 1 to, for example, to MA1. Okay, so you can see the name to MA1. You call it MA1. Okay, you can add here in case you don't want to create another work file. Okay, so you call it this I don't know, let's like 2. Okay, so it's possible to have therefore in the same workbook a number of files. Okay, by simply adding here. It's okay by simply adding here. So it is possible to have therefore the workbook therefore maybe have more than one more than one file within it. Okay, more than one file within it. Okay. Then you have called the cell content, okay, which I think we, yes, Munira.
So if you save the workbook, does it save with all the worksheets or does it just save one worksheet?
In case you save, for example, let me take you back, okay, if, where are we? I think we were here. Yes, so if, for example, in this particular workbook, okay, we have MA1, Cat 1, okay. So in case you do the save function here on top, okay, if you save here on top, it means it will be saving all the work files within that workbook. Yes, it will save all of them. It will save like part, no, it will save all the work because here what we are saving is a workbook, the entire workbook. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Now in the cell, you can have what we call a text, a value, or a formula. Okay, those can appear. Okay, you can have a formula, you can have a text, you can have what we call values. Okay, for example, just take you back. Okay, what we call the contents of the cell. Okay, MA1. Let's go back where you are. Okay, so this is text. Okay, the student name. This is a text. Okay. 43%, that is a value. Okay, 43% is a value. Okay, is a value. So this is a text. Okay, Abdi, Susan, those are text. Okay, which therefore the cell can have a text, it can have a value for 3%, it can have a formula. Okay, if for example the marks for, let's say, Cat 1, this was Cat 1, assume this was Cat 1 out of, let's say, 50%, Cat 2 was out of 50%. Okay, you want to determine what is the total percentage earned by this student called Abdi. Okay, for the 2 marks. Okay, so I want to get the total here. Okay, total marks for this student for the 2 cuts. Okay, so you can do the formula. So this was for 3. Assume that he or she got, let's say, 17. He got 70% in cut 2. Okay, so you can do the total. Okay, for example. Okay, I want to do the sum, so equals. So in case you have a formula, you always begin the formula with an equal sign. Okay, that is one of the rule of the spreadsheet. Okay, okay, you always begin with an equal sign because this is a formula you want to put in. Okay, I want to put, for example, the sum of the marks they have obtained for the 2 cuts, cut 1, cut 2. Okay, so I do therefore equals sum. I want to do the sum. Okay. Open the brackets, then of course you define, I want to add the sum for cell B2 all the way to C2. Okay, B2 all the way to cell C2. As you can see here in this formula, we shall discuss it alone. This is a colon, not a semicolon. Okay, this is a colon. Okay, if you want to find from, okay, from B2 to C2, we use colons. Okay, not semicolon. Because I've seen this was one of the questions the examiner asked in the past. Okay, so you're given a formula. Okay, you want to get the sum of the marks. Then within a formula, the examiner put a semicolon, not a colon. So you mean to identify, okay, which among the formulas here is the correct formula. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Okay, then of course there's a formula, you need to close the brackets for sure. Okay, so you want to get a sum for the 2 cut, cut 1 and cut 2. And of course you enter, therefore for the formula to work, you can't just leave it like that, you have to enter. Okay, therefore the total marks earned by the student in cut 1, cut 2 is equal therefore 60%. Okay, so yeah, as you have mentioned, the cell can have a text, okay, Abdi, it can have a value for 3 and 47, it can have a formula, in this case, the sum function. Okay, sum from B2 to C2, okay? Therefore, those are three things that a cell can have, not more, it can't have anything else. It has to be those two, okay? A value, a text, or a formula. Clear? Okay, great, okay. Okay, like this, we see there's a text, okay, there's a value, okay, and of course this is going to be a formula, okay, the one we just done right now, okay. For example, the total marks, okay, is equal to, is a summation, okay, the sum of the marks obtained within a given range of maybe total marks for a student from RAT 1 all the way to RAT, maybe RAT what, CAT 1, okay, for this particular example, okay. When I mentioned, you can also be able to specify or even highlight, okay, a given range of cells, okay. And I've mentioned, as we have been doing, don't forget you'll be use colon, okay. So in most of the time, we don't use semicolon in Excel, okay. We don't use semicolon within the Excel, okay. We use colon, okay. So in case there's a formula where you see, okay, semicolon, then that is going to be a wrong formula, okay. So you have to be very careful. Those are the tricks that the examiner normally plays on you, okay. Or the tricks that the examiner normally plays on you. Okay. So, for example, you want to define between, you define from the first cell in this example, for example, let me just actually just use my Excel. I think it's a bit clearer. Okay, if for example, you want to highlight a student, okay, from only the names of student, okay, so I can have this my first cell. Therefore, if you want to define this area, so let me define this area, okay. Therefore, how do you define it, okay? How you define it, A2, D3, okay? That means for A2, you want to define the area selected here, okay? A2 colon D2, sorry, A2 D3, okay? That means therefore the area of selection is from the first cell A2, okay? Don't forget they go to corner, okay? A2 to D3, okay? This is the area of selection. That's what that implies, okay? A2 to D3, that's the area of selection, okay? The first cell here is A2, then the last one is D3, okay? That's therefore you do define the area under selection, okay? A2 to D3. Clear?
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Well, yes, because you'll be given, you'll be told that how do you select an area? It can be defined as D3 to A2. Okay, don't forget this is very long. Okay, let me actually just write down. Okay, D3 A2. This is wrong. Don't forget you first begin it does appear. It has to be A first, not D first. Okay, so you have to be A first to D3. Yes, Alexander.
Yeah, may you please take us back to the previous slide?
To the previous slide, okay.
Yeah.
This one.
Before that.
No, this one.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Now it's okay.
It's okay. Okay, great. Therefore, when we come to the range of cell, don't forget as mentioned, okay, that's how we make the reference, okay? Not, you don't begin with D. D doesn't come first. A has to come first, okay? Z doesn't come first before X. So in case you want to define range of cell, then you begin with the one that comes first, okay? Okay, A2 to D3, for example, okay? Then how do therefore do we edit the content of a cell? Okay, I think we've done this for sure. You can double click on it. Okay, the one I was trying to mention to Alexander there. Okay, if you double click on a cell, it means the cell is going to recognize as you if we want to make some changes on that particular cell. Okay, if you do a double clicking on it. Okay, or you can just make the cell active. Once you make the cell active, then you type on the active cell. Don't forget, what will happen there, you're going to be replacing whatever was there, okay, with the new information, okay. In case you make the cell active, okay, then in case you're going to type something, okay, all the cell content that were there will be in quote be deleted, okay, and the new data you're trying to type in is what will be appearing, okay. If you do a double click, maybe you want to do a simple edit, okay. You want to do a simple edit, okay. For example, from okay, you want to change for the value, okay. Let's, for example, let's do, I think, the best function. Actually, let's do the cell here. Delete these. Okay, for example, you don't want to edit the marks, so let's say from 43, so just make the cell active, okay, from 43 to let's say 52, okay, so there you don't need to edit, simply just type 52. Don't forget the B2 is active now, okay, so if you do an edit, if you type in information, then to again be replacing the content, the current content in B2, okay, from 43 to 52, okay, for example, okay. So in this example, you do want to edit, maybe you want to, it's 52.5, so you do a double click, okay, 52.5, okay. So you don't need to do a replacement, okay, simply need to do a double click, then you adjust in case you do want to make that adjustment, okay. So this one, let me actually have it, sorry. This is the exact, so let me increase the decimal here, okay, 52.5. Clear? You can simply use the function F2, okay? Function F2, okay, make sure that you're going to edit, okay? If you just place function F2 in your screen, that means therefore it recognizes that you want to do an edit within the particular cell, okay? For this example, let me just change to, let's say, 54, an example, okay? 54, okay? Therefore we do edits, okay? In you want to edit a content within the cell. Clear? Okay, I hope you're taking note of these things, okay, because that's how the exam will be asking you a question, okay, from this area. Okay, that's some of the way that you can be able to, therefore, edit the content of a cell, okay, edit the content of a cell. How therefore do we delete? You can simply do this, you press on delete, okay, that's the easiest way you can do, okay, in case you delete the content of a cell, just press on the delete function. Your keyboard has a delete key, there's a key for deleting, okay. Let me just go back, okay, just to affirm to that. So for example, you want to delete the totals here, we don't get the average, so just make the cell active, okay. Now the first thing is to make the cell active, always, you make the cell active, always, okay. Then you can press the delete function, okay, and delete therefore the content there, okay. Or in case you don't want to delete, okay, that will be more of edits, by the way, okay. And in case you want to get the average marks for the two cards, okay, assume that these marks were 100%, okay, they're out of 100, okay, not out of 50. And you want to get the average marks that this should have obtained within those two cards, okay. You see, we get equals to, okay, average. Okay, you're gonna have the average function here. Define the number, the first number is B2, okay, all the way to C2. Okay, open the bracket, close the brackets, don't forget, okay. Therefore, the average marks the student has obtained within those two cards, okay. The marks obtained within those two cards, okay. They have average between B2 and C2. Clear?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Alexander.
Isn't the total supposed to be sum?
It's supposed to be sum. So we're just trying to delete from total to less than average here. Let's actually simply adjust here to average. Yeah, I was trying to show how we can delete the function. Okay, that's better, Alexander.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so that's on how to to either edit the content. Okay, how to use the delete function, or simply pressing on the delete function. Okay, on the delete key. Sorry, on the delete key. Don't forget how the formulas are. Be careful with the formulas because there's a question exam in a knowledge test really often. Okay, don't forget how the formulas are. Brackets, you open the brackets here and you close the bracket. You separate the cell you are referencing to using colon, not semicolons. You begin the formula with an equal sign. All the formulas, you begin them with an equal sign. Okay. Then it's another function, okay, that you can use, okay, the control C, the control plus C in case you want to copy content. Control plus X means you want to cut. Cut means you want to remove that information and paste it somewhere else, okay. Control plus V means you want to paste, okay. Control plus C, copy. Control plus X, okay, means you want to cut, okay. Control plus V means you want to paste the content you have just cut or copied into another area altogether, okay. Those are some of the functions, the copy, the cut, and the paste functions, which you can use through the use of the control function, the control key. Okay. For example, if you have to refer to the work in here, if, for example, these marks were for Susan, not for Abdi, what do you do? Okay, you ensure you make the cell, you highlight the cell. Okay, you highlight or you select the cells marks from B2 to D. Okay, all the way to D2, okay? You highlight, you select the content, okay? So if you do Control X, means you want to remove the marks, okay? From Abdi all the way to Susan, okay? So Control X, okay? That means therefore you want to either to copy, okay? Once the cell become such a way, it means you want to either copy or you have either copied or cut, okay? So what I've done here, I've done Control X, okay? I want to cut. I want to paste them in the Susan's should be Susan's marks. Okay, now this is therefore cut. Okay, you need to ensure that therefore the first cell, okay, because therefore where you want to paste the marks. Okay, therefore Control V means you want to paste. Okay, Control V means you want to paste. As you can see, the marks or Abdi have been cut. Okay, cut in quote. Okay. However, if you wanted to do, okay, Control Z by the way, okay, you can add that function. Control Z means you want to undo. Okay. Control plus Z means you want to undo, okay? So if I do Control plus Z, okay, Control plus Z, I want to undo what I've had previously done, okay? The latest step, okay? That's called, there's a Control plus Z, okay? So for example, I want just to copy, not to cut, okay? The same thing, I can highlight the area I want to copy, Control plus C, okay? I want to paste them in cell B, okay? First cell is B3, so begin from the first cell, not the last cell, but from the first cell. In this case, B3, okay? Therefore, I make the first cell, B3, to be the active cell. Then Control V, okay? I can paste there for the marks. But then you do cut and copy, okay? Cut and copy, okay? And don't forget Control V as to paste and Control Z to undo, okay? Clear? Question? Okay, no question. Great. So that's on the use of the control function. Okay, the control plus V, control plus C, control plus X. You here can add even control plus Z. So let me just copy this. Okay, I just want to use exactly the same control. I paste there, control plus Z. However, okay, that therefore you want to undo. Okay, undo whatever you have just done. Okay, undoing. Okay, simply I can just undo. Okay, that's on the use of the control, cut, paste, and undo. Okay, which you just added. Okay. Clear? Question? Okay. No question. Okay, so that's on Control V. Then how do we insert a column? Okay, I think that one that is the easiest for sure. In case you want to insert a column, then what you can do, simply make sure the mouse pointer is on top of the area where you want to add, okay? So in case you want to do a new column, the same thing, a new column or even a new row, the same thing, okay? In case, for example, you don't want to add a cell, okay? You don't want to add a cell, okay? Let me actually just show you. Let me just go back here. If, for example, between cut 2 and cut 1, there was a wrap that was done, okay, which need to appear, okay? So you simply make sure that the column where you want to insert, the mouse, the arrow key is there on top of that, cell, column C, okay? That's therefore you highlight it. Then you can click on it, okay? And give you the option. What do you want to do, okay? I want to insert a new column, okay? Therefore, you can insert a new column, okay? That therefore here, now you can add, the, for example, the marks for that, okay? Let's say that's 7, okay? If, for example, between Abudi and Susan, there was another student you don't want to add there, so ensure you therefore highlight the row, okay? Then ensure you have here the cursor with this particular arrow appearance. Right click on it. What do you want to do? I want to insert. Then insert. Okay. What do you do in case you want to delete the same thing? Okay. You want to delete Susan. Okay. You don't want to delete now row number 3. Okay. That should not be appearing. Okay. The same process. Okay. Highlight the cell, the row which you want to delete. Okay. I want to delete number 3. You can click on it, and you can have the option of deleting. Or can have the function of, you can clear the content. You cannot delete the row, but you want to clear the content that appears on a particular row, for example. Okay. That's on how to insert a row and how to insert a column. Okay. If, for example, you want to add, let's say, here the one marks. If, for example, you don't want to add a cell between B. You don't want to add a cell in the current area, in the current active cell, B3, you don't add a cell there, okay, you can do so. You just simply click on it, then you can say here, what do you want to do? I want to insert here a new row, okay? What do you want to do? Okay, I want to shift it down or shift upward, or entire the row, okay, entire column, okay? So here you have the option of inserting, okay? So simply make sure that B3 is active, okay, is an active cell, right click on it, okay, and you have the option of either inserting either a new cell, okay. So I want to move, for example, I move 254 down, okay. So shift the cell downward. That will be there for the content in the B3 will be shifted downward, okay. I want to shift this content to the right, okay. I see that this marks for that 7, not marks for cut 1. Therefore, I want to shift this cell to the right, okay. And do so, okay. And that's the way, okay, to be able to insert a new column, for example. Sorry, a new cell, okay, a new cell, not a column. This is a new cell. To undo, Control Z. Here. Question? Okay, no question, great. Then can I have the class there? We meet tomorrow, we proceed with some of this function. But the best way to run this particular topic is by you doing it yourself, okay? Trying to see, okay? That's why I'll give you a PDF document that can have some data, okay, for all of you to be sharing across, okay. But that's the essence. At least you would want to ensure that you can be able to interact with Excel. Okay, that's the best way, as I mentioned. Interact with Excel, okay, and don't ignore the simple thing, how to save a file, okay. That's what the exam will be asking you. So don't ignore this so simple, but the one that appear to be too simple. That's what the exam will be asking you. Don't forget, in the exam there will be no Excel. So you have to recall, how do we do it in the Excel, okay? Any question?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.